What's up, guys? Marshall Sparkman here. I wanted to do a video called Know Before You Go. Now, this is all about getting prepared to go buy a house. And before you even start looking at houses, driving around, getting on the internet, getting your hopes up, getting emotions involved, let's talk about a few things, okay? First, you need to know you need to get a mortgage pre-approval letter, okay? What a pre-approval is going to tell you several things. One, are you good for the money? What kind of loan program are you going to do? There's several factors that go into a pre-qual. And here's a couple other things that all go together when I get you the pre-approval. You're also going to know, number two, what your monthly payments are going to be. It's so important to know your payments before you even go look at that house. For example, all the time, this happens commonly. Somebody will go look at a house, absolutely fall in love with it, and then they'll call me and they'll say, hey, I like this house, and I'll tell them what the monthly payment's going to be, and they're like, whoa, I can't afford this. 8 times out of 10, I would say the people have already made an offer on that house, and then they get payment shock and have to back out, and then you got to fight to get your earnest money back. It's an ugly situation. Don't do it. Know how much your payment's going to be before you even go look at the houses or before you even get online and start getting your emotions involved. Number 3, down payment. How much money have you saved to use for a down payment? Are you using a down payment assistance program? There's about 6 or 7 of them available here in Middle Tennessee. But we need to know what kind of down payment you're going to have, because it's going to tell several things. The realtor is going to need to know the down payment to make the offer. They're going to need it on the contract. Your pre-approval letter is going to need your down payment. And it also tells your sellers what kind of financial position you're in. If you're putting down 20% or more, it tells your sellers, hey, you're probably a really good risk. If you're not putting any money down or very little money down, it could put the message out to your sellers that, hey, this person's guy might have some financial issues and it may be a struggle to get them to close. But we need to know that going into it. Also, you need to know exactly what it's going to cost you when you get to the closing table. So brings me to my next point, our closing cost. How much are closing costs? Do you need to know this? Do you need the sellers to pay your closing costs for you? Because an example, if you're going into a house that's competitive, that's got several people looking at it, it's getting a lot of activity and it just hit the market, you're probably not going to be able to get the sellers to negotiate or get very much negotiation on your closing costs, because sellers want to make as much money on their house as they can, just like you would if you were going to sell your house, right? So who's paying your closing costs? How much are closing costs going to be? Just as an example, here in Middle Tennessee, the average sales price is about $270,000. Average closing cost for that's going to be about $8,000-ish, give or take. Who's going to pay that? Are you paying them out of your own pocket or the seller's paying them? We need to work through those details so that you know exactly how much cash to close you're going to need, exactly how much you're going to need to negotiate with the sellers for them to pay before you even begin looking at houses. Once again, if it's a highly competitive house, you're probably not going to be able to get your sellers to pay the closing costs. Do I need the lender pay them? Do we need to get you a down payment assistance program to help with the closing costs? Those are some things that you need to know before you even start looking at houses, okay? The next one is loan type. What type of loan are you going to do? When the realtor goes to make an offer on a house, on the contract, it's got to put what loan type. Are you going to be an FHA, VA, conventional, USDA, THDA? The list of acronyms goes on and on. But the type of loan program we're going to put you in, what's your monthly mortgage insurance going to look like? Do you have an upfront mortgage insurance? Do you have a funding fee that you're going to have to pay? There's several things that you need to know before we go into it that's going to help you make a good offer. How long is it going to take to close is the last question that I'm going to end with. So if you've got a complicated scenario, you've got jacked up credit, you don't quite have all the money in the bank, or you got money transferring from a bunch of different accounts, how long is it going to take to close? Most closings, we say about 30 days. But if you've got a bunch of funky, complicated scenarios, it could take 45 days or so. We need to talk through that ahead of time, because if your sellers are in a position where they need to move fast, they may be more inclined to accept an offer from someone that's wanting to close fast. Or your sellers may be in a position where it's going to take them more time to move. They've been in the house for a while. They need the time. You need to know going into it how fast it's going to be for you to be able to close a loan. If you're a cookie cutter W-2 employee with good credit, you got some money in the bank, we're probably going to be able to close that loan within 2 weeks or so. But are your sellers in a position where they need to close that fast? So all these variables are going to take place. Give me a call before you even think about making an offer, before you even look at houses. Click my link below. We'll set an appointment, talk you through everything. And first step is the mortgage application. After the loan application, we're going to get on the phone, and within a 10 or 15-minute phone consult, you're going to know all these details. You're going to know everything that you need to know before you even start looking at houses. So look forward to helping you guys. If you need anything, reach out. Like and subscribe, right? I'm supposed to say that. Thanks.